Hello, my lovelies. Happy new month to you. And I'm giving you another yummy recipe. This oven baked fish roast is a kind you've not seen before. Welcome back to my channel. Add in your flour into a bowl. Go on now to add in your baking powder and a little bit of salt to taste. Add in your butter. We are using cold butter for this recipe. Mix it together. Go on now to add in cold water. You want to add in your water gradually. Don't worry. The ingredients and the detailed measurements will be in the description box. Mix all your ingredients alongside with your water thoroughly or gradually until you can get your dough together. Cover with your film and keep in the fridge for like 30 minutes. We're going to be shredding our onions, garlic, and ginger and Scotch bonnet pepper for heat. You can decide to use your Scotch bonnet pepper for heat, or you can decide to use powder chili pepper. Blend it. After blending it for like a few seconds, then you set aside. So we're going to be using that mix alongside with our spring onions. Have you watched till this point? Thumbs up this video. Tell me what you think about this recipe. Now I'm going to add in my onions and pepper mix into my vegetable oil. I'm going to saute it for a few minutes, then go on now to add in my shredded fish. I use Titus fish for this recipe. I just parboiled it, then I took out the bones, and that is it. I am going to be frying it alongside with my onions and pepper mix. Adding a little bit of curry and thyme after stirring for a few minutes. Add in any spice of your choice. I just added a teaspoon of soya spice. It's actually optional just to add extra flavor to my filling. Adding salt and seasoning. You may want to taste along while adding your seasoning. Adding your spring onion. Stir for a few more minutes until you get it crispy texture and you set aside. So this is what our yummy fish roll filling looks like. Take out your dough out of the fridge and you can divide into portions, but I love using a large size dough for this recipe because it gives me more fish roll, especially if you're going for bigger sizes. Don't worry, you will understand as you continue watching this video. Roll your dough till thin or slightly thin. The thickness of your dough is totally up to you, but I love my dough being a little bit thick. The thicker your dough, the more rich it looks. You'll find out at the end of this video what I'm trying to say. Trim the edges. If you know the edges are not smooth, trim it out. If you want to get a very clean fish roll recipe, you should trim the edges before adding in your filling. Make sure the edges are properly trimmed. Then make sure that when you lift up your dough, it isn't stuck to your surface, so that when you start rolling, you're not going to start struggling with your dough. So that was why I lifted up the dough. So I'm going to add in generous amount of my fish roll filling, and I'm going to roll like so. You can decide to roll for 2 times. You can decide to roll for 3 times or even 4 times. Please do not go more than 4 times. Your fish roll will come out being too thick. So this is me rolling twice. I did roll my 2 times. Some of them I did roll them 3 times. I'm going to be showing you the difference at the end of this video, how they all looked after baking. So depending on the kind of fish roll you want to get at the end of the day, will also determine the amount of time you'll be rolling your fish roll. It's advisable that you measure your fish roll. I am using 3 inches for this recipe. You can see I'm using my cutter just to measure to give all the fish rolls an even look. So if you have something you can use to measure, please measure your fish rolls. It really helps. Now, that's why I said I like using bigger doughs, because when I am measuring and cutting my fish roll, I can get more fish roll at once. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. So I'm just going to cut out my fish rolls from the point of my measurement, and you can see they all look the same or almost the same. I don't think there is any difference. Even if there are differences, I think it is slight, just a slight difference. So just to make sure your fish rolls look as even as possible, you may want to measure. If you do not have anything to measure, I'm going to show you another way you can make sure that your fish rolls are even. You can just pick one of the fish rolls you've already made and just use it as a point. Just use it to measure the subsequent fish rolls, and when I'm done exhausting all my dough, this is how they all looked. You can see they all looked slightly even or almost even. So we're going to bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes, and this is the yumminess we got at the end of the day. These are the ones I did roll for like 3 times. You can see how thick and rich they are. um these are the ones I wrote twice. You can see the difference. They don't look as big and as appealing like the other one. So it just depends on how you want your fish rolls. They look so yummy and appealing. Check out this video at the end screen where I showed how I properly deboned and parboiled my fish. See you in my next one. God bless you.